G'day, this is Captainoob, and this is a drill. Specifically, it's a Stanley 18-volt cordless power drill. Isn't that glorious? So, for some reason, these things are a weapon, and many people think these are a joke weapon, but let me tell you something. I'm going to make an actual weapon out of this. You just watch. So, we're sitting here at 25 damage. Obviously, the damage is enhanced a little bit from over-repairing, and it's also got a little bit of a attachment, which we'll get to in a second. But we can upgrade this thing's damage, since it is technically classed as a one-handed melee weapon, by chucking some points into Gladiator, so that's 9 in Gladiator, and we'll boost it ever so slightly more from Bloody Mess, and now we get ourselves 45 damage, which compared to the Ripper may look like a bit of a joke, but you know, this thing, it's a drill, it's meant to be a joke weapon, right? It may not look impressive, but I sure am going to make a weapon out of it. So quickly going over the attachments of this thing, I believe is capped at level 20, so honestly if we get a level 50 variant of these it might actually outdamage a Ripper. That'd be hilarious, to be honest. But the standard drill bit is standard, and armor piercing yet from the piercing drill bit, which looks to be a bit which you'd use to drill holes for cords. Like if you're a Sparky or a plumber, you want to drill those holes in like the frames. That's what that thing's for. Honestly, I don't think that's good for armor penetration at all. I think that one is a lot better for armor penetration. Something with a really small bit so it can actually pierce through easier. But whatever floats your boat, game. I don't think anyone at Bethesda have actually used a drill before. Alrighty, let's start this off against a few ghouls. And this is what it looks like in first person, by the way. When you fire this thing, I guess, what happens is you just hold it in front of you, and notice how there's a lot of sparks and smoke flying from the motors. I think you need to clean those out. Anyways, so here are my buffs, and here is my gear. So, you know, with the standard unyielding bloodied thing, also my build, I've got a couple of changes here. So Incisor is at rank 3, and I've only got 1 rank in Martial Artist, because Martial Artist only speeds up the power attacks, and you know, honestly, the power attacks don't do a lot, so I'll keep going with this. And there we go. We can use this as a stealth melee character right here. Just going around sneakily ripping everyone apart with a drill, and it's awesome. So yeah, what do you think of that, Ellie Goulding? I don't think she likes it at all. She's literally falling apart because of it. Okay, now we're in danger, but that's fine, because we do that much damage anyway. I feel like maybe the armor penetration is making this so much better than it ought to be, but this thing is absolutely mincing these ghouls here. It's killing them faster than they can, you know, bother to swarm me, so that really means something. There we go, there's some troubleshooters nonsense there. And the funniest thing about this is that sometimes you get these legendary weapons, or not really legendary weapons, from legendary drops. So sometimes you might feel a little bit screwed over when you see these things in your inventory, but or in a legendary drop. But let me tell you something, if you've got the right build for it, you can actually go pretty damn well. Look at that. This is just with a basic level 20 drill. Now if they ever decide to add level 50 drills in this game, now we can be talking, because I think that'll actually outdamage Rippers. I think there are level 5 variants. I read a wiki, it said there was something to that effect, but honestly, you want to go for a level 20 drill. They're kind of hard to get, actually. They're not as easy to get as other, like, power tools like the chainsaw, so that's kind of interesting. Chainsaws don't actually scale off any damage, so until they make that change, I don't think I'll bother using a chainsaw. But how good are we with the ghouls here? I think we're just about done. So no crazy crowd control situation can happen of this, because I've just slaughtered the ghouls like that. Oh yeah, and things are dying even though I haven't shot them yet. I don't think there's anybody around. That's just a bug that's been happening. But I think you get the point of this thing. It's kind of like a Ripper, but better, I guess, because this thing, you know, it only weighs 2 pounds, so you can probably carry this thing around wherever you like, but you have to make sure it's in your favorites, because you can easily scrap it, because it's not marked as a legendary weapon, and you're not actually able to scrap them. But yep, there you go. Are you surprised on its performance? Because I sure was. Still not convinced this is an actual weapon yet? Well, let's get started on these super mutants and see what we can do, eh? Oh, we're not sneaking. Oh, I wonder how good we'll go against these guys. Oh yeah. When Escape Artist kicked in there, then we really... Oh my god. Okay, he exploded on us. That's not good, but whatever. But as you can tell, right now we've got a stim pack in us, so we get our health back. Because, oh yeah, look at all that. Excuse me, doggo, that was naughty of you. Okay, we need to... That wasn't a good approach. We'll try again. See, I feel like you kind of need stealth to make this weapon good. Because you just mince people when you can do that. Now, this dude... See, they can still block you, so I think that's why I had so much trouble against him. That's an anti-armor hatchet. If that's a swing speed one, I've already got a swing speed one, but still. If it is, then it might be alright. So we'll continue. There's another legendary over there, and yet another legendary. So we'll use this thing in bats just to see how we go. Honestly, not too good, and he's regenerated because he's a legendary. But I think we're perma-staggering him because he's punching us quite a lot, and not doing a whole lot himself, so that's pretty good. Alright, that one's definitely bashing us properly, but now he is dead, so he can't bash us anymore. Alright, so with that, we're probably... Oh, we're at damage 60%, so... And we're at 83 damage, which is... It's not terrible, but you can have better, I'm sure. Alright, so I've just done a coffee just to see if we can actually make use out of this thing in bats. We killed the person behind him. That's weird, and okay, so it looks like we can't stagger these guys like we could ghouls, but we can definitely kill them when they're like that. Alright, who have we got left at this point? I kind of like to stay at this level of unyielding because that gives us plenty of agility for sneaking purposes, plenty more strength for damage, and of course, plenty more perception so we can tell the colors of the super mutants' eyes before we kill them. I don't know, maybe. Oh, the luck thing is pretty good. We need to be super lucky, I think. Okay, so here's something interesting just in case anything hasn't spawned. When I go invisible, that's because of Escape Artist, and putting this weapon away makes Escape Artist happen again, or is it drawing it out? You definitely saw it happen again there. That was weird. See, like that. So with that in mind, you can kind of use this thing to trigger Escape Artist without coming out of Snake, which is interesting. So honestly, if we're in a position where we're in danger, but we kind of don't want to go back out of crouching, what we can do is probably just put the weapon away, trigger Escape Artist so it puts us back into caution, bring it out again, and then we can sneak attack critical like normal. It is a little bit darker in here. I think it was during the day outside there, so the super mutants did have a little bit more perception, but according to the game, it is dark in here. And with that in mind, basically everyone in here is blind, so we're going to have an easy time, especially with our high agility and ranks of Snake. Alright, let's put that thing into practice. So we'll put it away, put it back out. We went invisible, but we're still in danger at this point. Or are we? Huh, that was weird. We got the damage like we were meant to be getting sneak attack criticals. And we are definitely... Oh, it's because I don't have Born Survivor on, that's why I died. I did manually put a stim pack on, but... Probably the fault of mine rather than the weapons. Although sometimes the weapon doesn't give you a whole lot of favors, but let's not knock the drill too hard. She's doing alright. She's doing just fine for what it is. I am doing much better than expected with this against high-level super mutants, which are very, very tanky. Yes. Also, the range on this seems to be higher than what it actually ought to be. That's kind of strange. I don't mind having that little bit of extra reach. Oh my god, it's another thick super mutant. I'm really glad he put his clothes on before we took him out, because naked super mutants kind of freak me out. I don't like them very much. Ooh, another legendary, and he doesn't even get to go into health regen mode before we have slain him. Stepping into the light there, I thought we'd get detected, but the worst thing that happened to us was just a spot of lag. And now I think we're ready for the Hell Room, although these dudes need to be taken out, the Overlord and his doggo, the Mad Max of super mutants, I suppose. Now we can get inside here and see what we can do. You know, I rarely use chems, but let's just go for it. Let's get some more damage out of this thing, because why the hell not? If the game's gonna present us with a weapon that everybody thinks is terrible, let's show them that it isn't terrible by adding a bunch of chems into the mix, shall we? Now you are dead, and now we can move on. That extra endurance is going to give us quite a lot of health bonus as well, so we can be a little bit more tanky. Normally I go with Fury and then keep Nerd Rage on, but I think a little bit more endurance is all we need most out of this. And despite us having lost probably a couple of ranks of unyielding there, we didn't get ourselves detected until just then, which was pretty good. And as for power attacking with this thing, honestly wouldn't bother. That is why I didn't put any ranks of martial artist on, because I will not be seeing any benefit of that, seeing as I'm only attacking this weapon in an automatic fashion, I suppose. Alright, haven't got many left to now, just got to clear out the last of the super mutants, and then we can call it a day, at least for these super mutants. Unlucky with the stagger there, we'll get him back. So for demonstration purposes, that's what it's like without using Born Survivor. That is why I've always got it equipped, because there's going to be moments in this game where you're almost dead or you're going to die, and that kicks in and saves your life. So without it, your survivability is much, it's much less than what it should be. So I always recommend just having one rank of Born Survivor. If you have more than one rank, it'll trigger when your health is at 30 or 40%, depending on how high you've got it, which I don't think is useful. Having it as a last-ditch 20% health thing is definitely more useful. And we are finally done with these super mutants. So, yeah, the only reason why I am dying with this is because I'm not really spec'd all that well. Obviously, not having Born Survivor there made me die a few times there, so nothing wrong with the drill about that. Okay, we'll move on to something else, a monster. Okay, so Swan's standing over there. He probably should be in his sleeping position because he's not noticing me right now, despite me being right in front of him. So let's go ahead and start attacking him. We'll get those sneak attack criticals and then kill him very quickly. Yeah, I use a drill at work because I'm a roofer, and I'll tell you this much. Yes, they do this much damage when you start drilling people with them. So yes, this is very realistic. Congratulations on making something realistic, Bethesda. Bet you'd never thought this weapon would be more powerful than a broadsider, huh? Okay, time to drill some crabs. We'll make crab kebabs. Crab stick kebabs, because we twist them. Maybe I could, like, put them on the end of the drill. Hang on, you're already dead. That's interesting. Maybe the radroach killed you. You finally got your comeuppance. But yeah, maybe I could like put some crab on the end of the drill bit and then just slowly turn the drill so it kind of like it's like a spit. I reckon that'd be fun. So the queen's already out. Let's go ahead and kick her ass. We'll get her on the legs because she doesn't have a shell protection there. Too late to detect me, Queen. You're already exploded into pieces. And yes, I have murdered a person. No, I haven't murdered a person with a drill before, but I'm pretty sure that's exactly what would happen. They would just explode into tiny, tiny little bloody giblets. It's a real messy thing. You don't want to be a janitor after that. Alright, so you join me fighting a Scorch Beast. He doesn't know where I am yet. His followers don't know where I am, and now he's firing his laser death beams at me. And basically, I'm just killing him with my shotgun for a bit, just trying to hit his wings so that he'll drop down, so we can mess him up with our little drill. So if you would please jump down. He has trouble trying to find spots to land over here, actually. Alright, here he goes. We don't have Ninja anymore because I swapped that for Enforcer, but we'll give it a go anyway. Just gotta keep on hitting him. He has no idea we're here, despite us. Oh, let's get him in the balls and the nutsack. Damn, critical strikes are guaranteed if you hit him in those sensitive areas. And there we go. We've just taken out a bat single-handedly with a drill, no help other than the skills in our build. So if you'd like to see this thing in your game, ask your friends. Maybe they've got this thing to drop. They have it in their inventory. I don't know. You'll find it on many legendary dudes. So yeah, there's a place to get it. Maybe if you ask on the market, someone will give it to you. Who even knows? There's many places to find this, but you won't find it out in the world. So on a legendary thing is where you'll find it. Go in the places shown in this video to farm them, because you can find lots of legendaries there. Thank you for watching, guys. And now, if you are looking for this, you'll find that you'll never find it since you are looking for it. And you thought this drop was bad.